Hey everybody, so this just dawned on me again, because I'm getting behind on things, that I haven't done an update video of the garden for May. So since I'm out here, and I'm just going to keep it real because I have stuff all over the place out here, and you know, gardening's not about it always being nice and neat and perfect and put away. Hey, mess is part of gardening. And anyone who tells you otherwise, it's just, I don't know, that's crazy. So why don't we do a garden tour or a garden update right now for May, and I'm going to show y'all everything because I've got some epic failures, or I won't say failures, but I've got some stuff that's gone wrong. So let's just keep it real and do our thing, right? This is down home backyard gardening at its best. Let's do it. And then right here beside it is the potato bed where I did the video on planting the potatoes. So yeah, I think I spoke too soon because look at what has happened to the potatoes. And yes, I've got some hose over here because I'm about to totally update my irrigation system. But I don't know what happened to my potatoes because y'all just saw what they were a month ago, and now look at them. Destroyed. I have no clue. Now, on a good note, I bought a banana tree. It's a miniature banana tree, so it only gets to about 4.5 feet tall. Can handle that. The potatoes that are in this bin are doing fine. They've got some little bug issues on them, but whatever. It's part of it, right? I have had these olive plants in these little tiny buckets for a year. Decided to up pot them along with some new olive trees right there. This bed's supposed to be a sweet potato bed. That was my whole goal, and I've already got sweet potatoes coming up there and right back there in the back, but we got an update video coming on those, so we'll save those for later. These are all radishes. Now these right here are only supposed to be 30-day radishes, and we're at 40, and let's just test one to prove my point. So 40 days in on 30-day radishes, and they're doing nothing. So this will go in the compost, I promise. So I'm going to give these, actually these radishes are all coming out soon because I'm going to plant beans in here and really start fixing this soil with nitrogen. Papaya and guava plants, or vice versa. I don't remember which ones are which. Just being real. These are the black Spanish radishes right here, and they're doing pretty good, so I'm going to leave them alone. And right here we have beans. I went ahead and got rid of the beets that did nothing and put beans in here literally 7 days ago. And look at how much growth has already come off these beans. Now these are just yellow wax beans, nothing special, but I want to start fixing this soil. This is the same type of tomato plant that I had my single seed challenge in 2021. And I just threw them in that bucket to see if they do anything, and look at that. That was a month ago. And look how tall they are. Doing great. Swinging over cilantro, doing okay, not great. I do have dill planted as a companion plant, and then this pineapple sage plant is just exploding, and as you can see, it got its first flower 2 days ago. Actually, on Mother's Day is when that came up, so pretty cool there. And I have already trimmed this plant once, and it's already grown almost completely back out. So, time to do it again. JoJo's all excited. Okay, so peppers. This whole thing is peppers. Now, I have peppers all through here and one tomatillo plant right there. But let me change this up here. But as you can see, I have peppers growing everywhere. Look. Sweet banana peppers, cayenne peppers. That right there is a big Bertha pepper plant. More habaneros, and look at the size of that habanero. I have never seen one that big. So excited for that. So this pepper bed right here is doing great. And if this is just a month in, okay, swinging over here, I've got squashes and some zucchinis back over here. Now I've already harvested one squash off this plant, and to be honest, I think this plant is done. I know squash and zucchini don't last a long time. I'm getting a lot of not pollinating plant. Like right here, look at that. That's what happens when they don't get pollinated. Look at that, just plucked it right off. So, is what it is, right? More non-pollinated fruits that didn't happen. Some companion planting here. Marigold. This is a volunteer. I don't even know what this is or where it came from. Onion. Now this is a white scallop squash that I thought this plant was completely dead. And as you can see, the vine is not going to last much longer, but I'm just going to let it go for now. I haven't had any zucchini fruits yet. In fact, all the flowers have been male. All of these have been male. Not one of these has been a female flower yet. So, okay, never mind. I never saw that. Look at that. First zucchini right there. Wow. All right, cool. Went ahead and put in some tomatillo plants because I really want to do tomatillo salsas this summer. So I got 5 of them going, and then these are all the seeds. Now some of these seeds are still, you know, they're coming along. They're not dead. So we'll see. I don't know. Besides the potatoes over there that have failed, my beans along this trellis right here haven't really done as great. Now, I did say when I was putting this up, I wasn't sure about how much sun they would get here. I did track 7 hours of sun though, but it's morning to afternoon sun. It's not that late sun. I don't know if that has contributed to what you're about to see with the beans, but if it has, it has. Drop some suggestions in the comments below if you have ideas of vegetables that would climb that I can plant right here, because the beans, they're about to come out. So I've got a bunch of different types of beans all along this trellis system, and most have turned to this. I mean, as you can see, they've all pretty much turned to this color. Now down here we have cucumbers. Now these are the Boston pickling cucumbers, and these flowers have just popped up in the last 2 days. So might have some cucumbers growing, but again, they're not doing super good either. These are just green beans, and then these are just regular cucumbers with some more dill planted. Another dill plant planted right there. Marigold back in there. Marigolds there. And then this is a Texas sage bush, and look at how beautiful these flowers are. Okay, JoJo is my shadow today. I have a lantana in here. This was actually going to get transplanted, but hey, it's going to grow and bring in pollinators, so we're going to leave it. Okay, let's do the container garden. As you can see, I have up potted almost my entire container garden, and that was because all of these lemon trees, lime trees, and all these fig trees just really needed more space. And look at my yellow bell peppers. These plants are doing great. And then on the figs, look, the figs are all putting on fruit. Almost every single fig tree that I have here is putting on fruit. Almost all of them. Brown turkey still has not. But that's okay. Oh, look right there. Look at that one. That's the first time I've seen that fig right there. It's so. This tree is fine. Now, this one is the tree that I've had for like 5 years that is finally starting to produce. I'm very excited about that. Might have a lot of figs this year. We can only hope. My favorite calamandan plant here, haha, just kidding, is doing good. This is the onion experiment that I did, and look at this thing. Look how tall that is, all the way up here to these pretty flowers. Love it. Okay, so that's the container garden, at least over here. Now I have containers all over the place. I like to intermix containers with the raised beds. Some vegetables need a lot of sun, so they should be out there. Some don't need as much sun, so I'm keeping them over here behind me. So you do what's best for you and what works best for you. Okay, let's come over to this raised bed. Now, this is my very first cinder block bed that I planted. These kale, as you can see, are about done. By the June update, they'll be out of there and there'll be new plants right there. I did plant some beans in here because this is where the carrots were. So I'm gonna start fixing this soil because as you're gonna see, I am starting to plant beans, the legumes, everywhere that I can to start helping fix the soil. Do what's called nitrogen fixation. Get nitrogen out of the air and get it into the soil so other plants can use that nitrogen. Very first marigold of the year right there. Again, we got the beans coming in, and now all of these jalapeno plants are the hot ones, and they are growing. This is this massive dill plant that I have, and look how big that is. This was a volunteer dill plant, and it's just massive. It's been bringing in all kinds of bugs, all kinds of pests, both good and bad. And there's an example of a good one. Oh, if you can focus, a good soldier beetle right there. Another soldier beetle. Basil planted in 2 places here because I've got tomatoes right here. These are my single seed challenge tomatoes for 2022. This is Moonlight on this side. This is Starbright right here. Now, I'm not going to show too much of the single seed challenge spoon tomato plants yet. I have an update for these plants coming very soon. So stay tuned for that. Look at that. I always have company out here. That lizard. He's probably going to be all upset with me. Yeah, he's like, get away from me. Jojo taking in sun. This is another Texas sage plant, but this is a bush. The other one was a tree. And I love it because it's just a beautiful native plant here in Texas, obviously. And twice a year they put on these beautiful, beautiful flowers. Okay, so for everyone who's a big rose fan, love roses, I don't keep up with my roses like I should, as you can see behind me. But I'm a little busy with the garden, so please forgive me. Do have lots of roses, and then look at all those lantanas. Look at how beautiful that is. That entire corner is nothing but a giant pollinator beacon. Absolutely love it. And as I say that, I've got bees all around me. Okay. Garlic that I planted last year, these are about to come out. It's almost time to pull these. Video on that will be coming soon. This is a carrot that I have let go to flower. When I harvested all the carrots 2 weeks ago, I let this one stay because it was already flowering. And that's why I'm leaving it right there, to bring in pollinators. Which as they get bigger, I'll do a video on my tomatoes. Because throughout the entire garden, I've got, I want to say 9 different types of tomatoes. Could be wrong on that, but somewhere in that range. But these were all from seed. I'm gonna let them grow and grow and grow. So we come down here. I did go get Bonnie plants because all the tomatoes that I planted from seed did not do as good as these. I lost a lot of them. And now we're gonna start into the tomatoes. The tomatoes, 2 pepper plants, and more tomatoes. I have 9 different types of tomatoes through this one section. And honestly, I didn't think any of these would survive because these are all from seed. And look at them. They are doing so good. Now, intermixed with all the tomatoes, as you can see, we have marigolds, onions, basil right there. And this right here is a radish that I'm just going to let go to flower. And I have that combination of companion plants all through the tomatoes. Because again, if you haven't been watching, or for those that have not been watching this channel for long, companion planting is what I do in my garden. I'm an organic gardener. Part of companion planting is creating a diversity in your garden, which is what I've done. Now, can anyone who's watching this tell me why I have a ramekin with rocks and water throughout my garden, in 3 places throughout the garden? If you can, drop it in the comments below. Coming right beside, my first purple Cherokee tomato of the year. More tomatoes right there. Maybe come on back through, more back there. Nice big cluster right there, right there. So, oh, look, second marigold. Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. Okay, so I have a lot of tomatoes. With tomatoes are gonna come pests. So if you have a lot of tomatoes, be sure that you are staying up on monitoring those plants, because pests are gonna come. So catch them before they wreak havoc. That's my advice. This section is bare right now. It will not be next month. I've left this bare for a reason. Back here are the Argentinian, yes. Back here, these are the Argentinian cucumbers. I think these things get like 2 to 3 foot long. So we'll see. I'm excited. It's an experiment. Don't know what it'll do, but okay. Watermelon, watermelon, watermelon. All 3 different types of watermelon. And a cantaloupe. Now right here, I have been doing my single seed challenge updates on shorts. That's YouTube's version of TikToks. So the shorts have to be 60 seconds or less, and that's what I've been throwing single seed challenge updates on. So if you haven't checked those out, go back and check them out. I'll leave the links in the description below. But this plant right here is special. This seed came from a girl in the 2nd grade classroom who has adopted me and this channel to their class for the year. And I went ahead and planted it, hoping it would grow. And look at it. This is 9 days in. This cantaloupe seed has grown that much. So in about 2 weeks, I'm going to transplant it over here somewhere and get it in the ground. Dill, we've got dill everywhere. Now there's a secret to what's underneath that pot, down in here. And that will be another video to come. So more on that down the road. Dewey the duck, that my daughter named because she is a big Scream fan. Yes, the original. And Dewey, you know, Deputy Dewey. Well, that's Dewey the duck. Love it. All right. Blueberries have not really taken off yet, but my blackberries have. Come over here and look at that. Look at how good those blackberries are doing. There's never been a better example on my channel to show how peppers are perennials than this plant right here. I mean, look at that. Yeah. Here are peas. Now these have not taken off like I thought they would, but it is what it is. We'll see what they do. My garlics again, more garlics that are about to come out soon. And then in here we've got eggplants. Now they have not taken off yet, but they will. These 2 are albino. These 2 right here are albino eggplants, and then these are the black beauties, these 3. Swinging over, I'm going to be okra heavy this year. These are spineless Clemson, or Clemson spineless. And then these are a pink Okinawa okra. I'm excited to see what these do. Drop a comment down below if you want to see videos on how to can okra. That's something I'm going to toy with, the thought of doing it. I plan on growing probably 5 different types of okra, canning them, and then doing a harvest and taste and see what we think about it. So if you're interested in that, drop a comment down below. This section has gone bad for the onions. Most of them have died. So I'm going to start planting beans in here soon. Jojo, it's hot. Let's go inside. Okay everybody, it's been about 2 hours since I did the first part of this video. I have construction going on not 100 yards from my house, and unfortunately it's that time of year where you just can't get away from it when it's time to actually do some filming and you're not dying from the heat. So I do apologize for all the noise in the background. This noise is absolutely killing me. It is driving me nuts. You can't even come out here and enjoy the serenity of the garden right now. At least I can't. And I hope it's not coming through in the videos, but just know this is temporary. This is temporary. Having said all that, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're able to see the update from last month to this month and just how much this garden has grown in 1 month. It's amazing how fast everything grows. So if y'all enjoyed this video, please like it, please share it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'd appreciate it. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram. Type in Down Home Backyard Gardening. You will find me. I try to do updates once every 2 to 3 days with pictures about what's going on in the garden. So if that interests you, by all means, go over to the Facebook and Instagram pages. And until next time, everybody, as always, shine bright and harvest hard. Bye. Opposite the that is so loud. Okay, so besides the what do I always want to say, tomatoes? And that's it, everybody. Now the construction is getting really loud. Actually, what is this plant right here? Yeah, it is a zucchini. So that's my first zucchini plant right there.